Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series I will be doing where I will be ranking things of each rarity, starting with commons for this video. There are currently 40 commons in Jurassic World Alive, and I'll be ranking them from worst to best in this video, and explaining why they are where they are, and just going over each creature. Let's just get into this, because I don't really know what else to say. So, at our last place, at number 40, unsurprisingly, we have Dimorphodon. This is just awful. I would say this is the worst creature in the entire game right now. It's got pretty bad health. It has the worst damage in the entire game by far. That's just nothing. No. And its speed's alright, but it still gets outsped by things. Swap prevention resistance isn't that useful. I guess, and Strike is just terrible. Gashing Wound's not that great either, and Swap Wound's alright, I guess. This thing is your swap in, swap out leader, and it's still really bad. No, just don't use this. It's an absolute meme at this point, and it's trash. Number 39, we have Archaeotherium. Another thing that's extremely trash. This thing used to be really good before 2.0. Like, I wanted to test this out in common tournaments when it was added because it's really good. But no common tournaments came, and there still hasn't been a common tournament since before this is added. And then they nerfed it a lot in 2.0, so I never got to test how good it was. It's just trash. It's got low-ish health with a little bit of armor, really bad damage with above average crit chance, and okay speed with stun immunity. Group Shattering Strike and Mutual Fury isn't a horrible moveset, but it just has horrible damage, and it's not gonna do much at all. It's just not good. At number 38, we have Iguanodon. Also extremely weak. So this has good health, really low attack, and pretty low speed with Group Cleansing Strike and Emergency Heal. That's also just bad. It won't do much in Arena at all. Its damage is really bad. It only has Strike. It only has a Strike. Its speed is not very good. Its health isn't anything special. It's just bad. It's one of the two major common healers. The other one coming in at number 37 is Parasaurolophus. I would say this is ever so slightly better than Iguanodon. It's a little bit more health, more damage, and less speed with Group Cleansing Strike and lesser Group Heal. The moveset's a little bit worse, but the stats are quite a bit better. It does more, but it's still trash. Number 36, we have Majangasaurus. Where is it? There it is. My internet's being slow right now. I'm sorry. No? Hold on. There we go. Okay. So Majangasaurus is one of the three three major common counterattackers, and it's definitely the worst. It has really bad health, pretty bad damage, and horrible speed. Its moveset's pretty good. Like Resilient Strike's really good. Sonic Shield's alright. Armor Piercing Counter doesn't hurt, and Swap and Ferocity's not bad either. The main problem with it is its health is really bad. It's not going to survive much at all to get enough counterattacks off. I cannot talk today. I'm sorry. At number 34, we have Apotasaurus. This thing has the highest health of any common in the entire game at 6,000. That's a lot of health, but its damage is really bad, and it has the least speed in the entire game. Resilient Strike and Group Decelerating Strike. That only having strikes, that really does not help its low damage at all. It can survive for quite a bit, but it won't do much damage. And I don't like it. Number 34, we have Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus could be switched around with Apotasaurus. They're both really bad. Stegosaurus has much less health, but it does have some armor. a little bit more damage and a good bit more speed with the same moveset. Literally just the exact same moveset. It's also trash. Don't use this. Number 33, we have Ankylosaurus Gen 2. We're moving out of the horrible commons and getting into the bad but not the worst commons. With Anky Gen 2 being the first one. So it's got decent health with good armor, 1000 attack, and low speed with vulnerable immunity, which nobody cares about. Superior vulnerability is good, and group tonic shields isn't terrible. You mostly just spam superior vulnerability. That's all you really do with this, and it's not very good, but it's not as bad as the ones before it. Number 32, we have litharnax. Litharnax used to be worse. It's got decent health, low attack, low speed, and shielded tonic strike and group shield. It doesn't have speed control like Majanga has, but it has more shields and just generally better survivability with the same armor piercing counter. I would say it's better because it can survive more and get more counter attacks off. It's still not very good though. At number 31, we have Miraguaya. You could switch Miraguaya and litharnax around as well. Miraguaya has absolutely horrible health with low damage and low speed. But it does have one of the best basic moves in the entire game, being Shielded Decelerating Strike. It's just really good. And Emergency Heal is not terrible, because you can heal up a bit. And Decelerating Counter is always nice. But, again, it's still terrible. It's just a shell of its former self. It used to be extremely strong. I was going to say this is the last of the 3 common counterattackers, but there's one more that we'll be seeing a little bit later. Anyways, at number 30, we have Monologue Gen 2. This is the first major cunning common. Common is really the only rarity where cunnings are actually extremely powerful. But this is the worst of the common cunnings. It's got really low health, good damage, I guess, and good speed with Cunning Strike and Distracting Impact. It's just not really anything great, but it's not bad either. Number 29, we have Hatzegopteryx. This thing is, it's a mediocre common resilient. It's got high health, mediocre attack, mediocre speed, resilient strike and impact and run with swap and defense, which is admittedly one of the worst swap and moves, honestly. It does what it does, and I'll leave it at that. Number 28, we have Sticky Moloch Gen 2. Another pretty weak common, but it's not horrible. It's got low health, decent attack, high speed, shielding strike, and impact and run. It can deal some decent damage, but it doesn't really do much. Its impact is very limited. Number 27, we have Dynamicus. The first of the 2 common raptors, but easily the worst. This thing is just terrible compared to the other common raptors. So it's got extremely low health and low damage for a raptor with the tied highest speed for any common. It bases strike and pounce. It's just not good, and it doesn't have any resistances either. So yeah, it's just not very good. Number 26, we have Deinonychus. No, we just did that. Number 26, we have Galiminus. It's got low health, 1300 attack, high speed, good resistances. It makes a strike and impact and run. We have a lot of just strike and then impact and run creatures in the common rarity. And this one, it's okay, I guess. Well, it's not really okay. It's mediocre, but oh well. It's not horrible. Number 25, we have Irritator Gen 2. So this is the first of the 3 major swap-in commons. 4 major swap-in damage commons. So it's got low health, low attack, good speed, very high crit chance with good resistances. This decel immunity is actually really nice. Defense Shouting Strike, Ferocious Strike, and Swap-in Definite Strike. You just do Swap-in and then Ferocious Strike and then die. That's all you do with this. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. At number 24, we have Ionosaurus. You can switch Ionosaurus and Irritator Gen 2 around. So it's got low health, low attack, low speed, some armor, and Resilient Strike, Heal, and Swap and Stunning Strike. This is the worst of two common ceratopsians, but honestly, it's not that bad. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. At number 23, we have Dimetrodon Gen 2. Where is it? There it is. Dimetrodon Gen 2, it's actually pretty decent. It's got good health, okay attack, I guess kind of low speed, with very good resistances, and the classic Defentratic Strike Armor Piercing Rampage setup that a few things have. I think it's not that bad. Just Ophiocodon's better. Number 22, we have Pertosaurus Gen 2. Where is it? So Pertosaurus Gen 2, it's got decent health with armor, good damage with high crit chance, and 111 speed. Vulnerability Strike and Binding Impact isn't a horrible combo because the vulnerability boosted impact will do quite a bit of damage, as well as having no escape, but its moveset just isn't anything special, and that's why I don't think it's particularly great. Number 21, we have the newest common to be added, Scion. Scion, it's not that great. It's nothing like Sarcosuchus, even though it's got the same animation type. It's got low health, okay attack, kind of okay-ish speed, and a very high crit chance of speed decrease immunity. Its moveset is just not that good. Group Cleansing Strike, Fierce Impact, and no escape. That's nothing compared to what Sarcosuchus has, having Rending Takedown and an Impact, and I think still Group Cleansing Strike. This is just not very good. Anyways, at number 20, we have Diplos Haul. Diplos Haul is, in my opinion, rather underrated. Sure, it's got really low health. Sure, its speed isn't the best, but it's got really good damage, and it can't be distracted. Distraction's not that good, but Null Impact's a good move. Null Impact is a move. I mean, it could use a shorter cooldown, but it does what it needs to do, and it does 2400 damage with this. That said, Tangi is just a direct upgrade. Number 19, we have Stevia. This is actually, we're starting to get to the good territory of commons. So, it's got mediocre health, mediocre attack, very high speed with these resistances and immunities and whatnot. Its moveset's not very good. Like, Revenge Impact kind of sucks, and Distraction's not that good, but its stats are pretty reasonable, and it's just not bad. It does what it needs to do, and it's much better than it was when it was added. Number 18, we have Triceratops Gen 2, the other common ceratopsian. This one has a bit higher health than Ionosaurus with a bit less speed and less armor, and same attack. It's got Resilient Strike, Rampage, and Swap and Stunning Strike. You always do Swap and Stunning Strike and then Rampage, and that's 3,000 damage, which isn't that bad. That said, Dracorex Gen 2 just outclasses it, and it's not bad, but it's okay. Number 17, we have Brontotherium. So it's got good health with some armor, mediocre attack, low speed, can't be slowed. Shield of Tonic Strike, Resilient Impact, and Swap and Defense. This is like a upgraded Hats. It's just a better Hatzegopteryx. And that's really all you have to know about Brontotherium. And number 16, we have Sarcosuchus. Sarcosuchus has low health with 10% armor, low attack, low speed, yada yada. Strike is pretty bad, but Lethal Wound is good, and it has no escape. I would say it. Well, this is one of the two like decent common bleeders. In fact, the other one's at number 15, Superminus. You can switch these two around. I think Superminus is a little bit better though. It's got a bit more health. Oh, it does have less speed though, and it's got Fierce Strike, so it can actually break the shields when it still has Lethal Wound and no escape. But you can switch the two around all you want. Anyways, number 14, we have Epicephalus. Epicephalus, it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still not terrible. It's got low health, but it does have an impressive 40% armor, low damage, and low-ish speed with vulnerable immunity. Spear Vulnerability and Rampage is a tried and tested good combo. Because Severe Vulnerability, that'll do 900 damage, and then the Vulnerable Boosted Rampage will do 2,700. That's 3,600 2 turns, which isn't terrible for a common tank at that. That said, it's outclassed by Scolosaurus and Glyphs. At number 13, we have Tarvasaurus. This is Allosaurus, but worse, but still not bad. It's got good health, very high damage, very low speed, 40% crit chance, yada yada. Fierce Strike and Armor-Piercing Impact. I'll get to when I get to Allosaurus, I'll explain why this is worse than Allosaurus. At number 12, we have Archaeotherium, which is the upgraded Dimetrodon Gen 2. If I could find it. Where is it? There it is. So it's got a little bit less health, much more damage, less speed, much higher crit chance, same exact resistances, and I believe same exact moveset as well. It just has much better damage. And actually, its speed isn't that much lower. Like, I don't think there are many good commons that are in between, like 112 or 111, whichever Dimensional Gen 2 speed is, and 108. And that damage is great with that crit chance, and having a rampage. It's good. Yeah. Number 11, we have Dino Kyras. Dino Kyras is actually pretty underrated for a common. It's got low health. Its damage isn't the best. Sure, but it's got insane speed. Minimal setup strike's always nice. And Revenge Rampage is absolutely amazing. Because you can do 2 rampages in a row with Revenge. Each one doing 2,700 attack. 5,400 damage in 2 turns, I believe, is the highest of any common in the entire game. It's nice. Number 10, we have Scolosaurus, which is just the upgraded Epicephalus. It's got more health, it's slightly less armor, but I think it's got more effective HP. More damage, a bit less speed, and better resistances. Similar moveset, still has superior vulnerability, but it's got a different rampage, and in my opinion, a worse rampage, because it's the same thing, but it has a delay. However, that does mean you have to do the superior vulnerability rampage combo, which does not hurt at all. Unless the thing is vulnerable immune, but honestly, this is just better than Epicephalus. Anyways, number 9, we have Allosaurus. So, let me explain why this is better than Tarvasaurus. First, it has more health. It has more damage as well, with the same speed, same resistances, and less crit chance, but that doesn't matter that much. And it can actually break through shields with its impact, unlike Tarbo. Allosaurus, just take what I said of Tarbo and upgrade it a bit. At number 8, we have one of my personal favorite commons, NonSuki. This thing is actually extremely fun. Sure, it does have low health, but it has very good damage with good speed, and it can't be slowed down. 128 speed with Diesel immunity is pretty good. Ferocious Strike and Armor Piercing Strike. You do Ferocious Strike, do 2250, and then for a few strikes afterwards, you also do 2250, which is quite a bit. Yeah, that's 4,500 in 2 turns, which is pretty respectable. NonSuki, it's a very good dino, and I'll leave it with that. At number 7, we have Dilophosaurus Gen 2. Sure, it has horrible health. Sure, its speed is not that great for cunning. 1850 damage. Yeah. 1850 damage. Just think about that. On a small Dilo thing. With distraction immunity. And an impact. Just Cunning Strike and an impact on every Allosaurus and Tarbo you see. And you will just destroy it. I mean, sure, it could be better, but I think this is an underrepresented common. On number 6, we have Tangi Calabrias. Tangi, basically, it's like Diplocalus, but better. It's got the same health, more speed, a little bit less damage, and same distraction immunity with a better strike. Definite Strike's really good. And the same null impact. This is just, again, it's just a better Diplocalus, and it's really good. Number 5, I cannot voice command this. Okay. Number 5, we have Dracorex Gen 2. This is your favorite or least favorite common swap thing because it was so annoying and so overpowered back in 1.5. I still have nightmares from that thing just swapping on me and destroying me constantly in 1.5. Yeah. So it's not OP like it was back then, but it's still a very powerful common. Low health, high attack, low speed, arm piercing strike, fierce impact, and the big thing is swapping savagery. You just rend 40% their health off. And that's cool. And it has an impact of high damage afterwards that goes through shield. Dracorex Gen 2, yeah, it's good. At number 4, we have, in my opinion, probably the most underrated common, at least by Game Press, because they literally just put this in hatchling under 2.2 list, but this thing deserves much better. This is Forest Rockers, and this is your surefire, just your hard counter Velociraptor killer. And we'll see where Velociraptor is later. So this thing has low health, high attack, high speed, and swap dimension ability with sidestep. Sidestep is, in my opinion, one of the best moves in the entire game. It's just awesome. It's a cleanse with no cooldown, priority, 100% dodge, and a speed increase, which is amazing. And it also has Raking Claws to do 3,000 damage every other turn. And swap and dodge for basically a free swapping. The way you beat Velociraptor this, you go sidestep to dodge the pounce, sidestep again to cleanse the distraction and dodge the strike, and then Raking Claws to kill the Velociraptor. And the sidestep will make you faster than the Velo as well. Incredible. Anyways, at number 3, we have Glyphs. This is the best common tank, and it is awesome, and I love it. So mediocre health with 40% armor, 1,000 damage, really low speed, but it's got speed decrease immunity, superior vulnerability, and resilient rampage. Resilient rampage is great with superior vulnerability. You're going to do 3,000 damage with that rampage when you do superior vulnerability with it, and it survives a lot. It does a lot of damage, and it's just awesome. It's great. And as number 2, we have what some people may think of as the number 1, Aeromotherium. Sure, it's got absolutely atrocious base stats, but its speed decreased immunity is nice, and camouflage is one of the best moves in the entire game. Oh, and it can do Cunning Rampage as well to get some more damage. Oh, and it has a counterattack. You could just spam camouflage or keep counterattacking and do Cunning Rampage when your opponent's low enough to die from it. You guys probably know how this works. It's just, yeah. And at number 1, we have Velociraptor. And the reason I have it at number 1 is because it dominates so many other commons. It's not even funny. Tanny, gone. Dino Gen 2, gone. Dino Kyras, gone. NonSuki is gone. I actually don't know the matchup between it and Archaeotherium. What else? Allo and Tarbo, gone. Superminus and Sarcosuchus, gone. It's just amazing. And it has a great matchup spread with other commons. And yeah, it's sure has the lowest health in the game, but it has great attack, very high speed, can't be distracted, and its strike and pounce is a tried and true tactic for this thing. Yeah, it just one shot so many good commons. And that's all of them. Hope you guys enjoyed. That took a little while. By the way, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but the criteria was basically it's level 26, no boosts, only against other commons. I forgot to say that at the beginning. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sub if you liked, or whatever you want to do. Goodbye.